In another session of our Bulletin News Tonight at 10, my name is Patricia Lukoma. Dorothy Namuyomba is already with us in sign language. First though, let's look at the top stories.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Top stories tonight. Uganda celebrated in Japan Osaka Expo 2025 commemorates Independence Day. President Museveni reassures Ugandans that the country's growth is unstoppable. First Lady Kataha calls on academia to align towards human-centered designs. And lastly, assessing the Nachivovo flooding crisis and the promise of revival.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Welcome back. And then to the news. Uganda has marked 63 years of independence with celebrations held at Kololo Independence Grounds and Kampala. In his address, President Yoweri Museveni has reflected on the country's turbulent past while projecting a future of economic growth, regional integration and national resilience. Ivan Kahwa has more.
Ugandans have marked the 63rd Independence Day anniversary at the Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala. The day commemorates Uganda's attainment of independence from British colonial rule in 1962. The chief guest, President Yoweri Museveni, reflected on the country's history and challenges before and after independence. He said that until 1972, Uganda suffered from bad governance marked by political instability and extrajudicial killings.
Of Uganda's independence was not smooth. By the 10th anniversary, Uganda was under a vicious dictatorship. And by the 20th anniversary, 1982, the small colonial enclave economy, indeed, between 1971 and 1986, an estimated 800,000 Ugandans were killed extrajudicially here in Uganda. It is from this situation that the NRM rescued Uganda.
Since then, Museveni has projected strong economic growth, boasting that Uganda's economy is expected to grow by 7% driven by oil production.
I am therefore most happy to report to the Ugandans that by June 2026, the economy of Uganda will be USD dollars 66.9 billion in size using the Forex method, or US dollars 197.9 billion using the.
He has highlighted key performance indicators over the years. Uganda's population has grown to 46 million. Infant mortality has declined. Life expectancy has risen to 68 years. Industrialization is advancing, and science and technology are thriving.
Fabricating electric vehicles, buses, cars, and other types. Those are all made here by your people, electric cars. Uganda is therefore unstoppable.
President Museveni also called for the East African Community Federation and integration to expand market access and strengthen regional defense.
A federation of the East African states would create a center of gravity for the black race and would create a defense potential that defends East Africa against all and any threats. I believe that it would have capacity to be present in all spheres of strategic security.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has commended the Uganda People's Defense Forces for ensuring safety in the country. On this day, he has received the former NRA fighter, that is Colonel Samson Mande, who attempted to rebel against the government. Samson Mande has officially returned from exile.
I behaved like a child. I acted like a child. But now I'm grown. And I know that the magnanimous heart of our leader, our dear leader, President Yoweri Museveni, would accept my change of behavior.
I was commanding the 9,000 strong Foreigners fighting force. Later, Mande did a good job as a commander of the 15th Battalion in the siege of Masaka in 1985. And he also did a good job in his subsequent assignments. We welcome him back.
The first recipient is Dr. Byanye Makusaba Rosemel.
23 individuals have been awarded medals in recognition of their service to the nation during the celebrations. This year's Independence Day has been held under the theme 63 Years of Independence, a reason to double our efforts in sustaining a united and progressive nation. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
She is the first woman to serve as Executive Director of Mulago National Referral Hospital, the oldest and largest referral hospital in Uganda, with a staffing of 1,340 people. She previously served as head of the radiology department at Mulago Hospital and currently chairs the same department under the Faculty of Medicine at Makere.
And at the Design Summit, the First Lady, also Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, has rallied academia in art and design profession to refocus innovations based on the new education curriculum, which is competence-based.
The Uganda Design Summit at Chambogo University attracted experts and creatives, professionals in design and art, and the discussions centered on application of creatives and modern technology to craft solutions to the dynamic human environment. First Lady, also Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, was represented by the Director Education Standards, Francis Atima.
This summit focusing on human-centered design is a direct response to that need. It's about listening to our communities, understanding their unique contents, and applying creative and technological skills to build what is truly useful and lasting for them.
The minister expressed the need for academia to leverage modern designs while supporting the implementation of the new education curriculum, which is competence-based.
It's the role of the universities such as Chambogo to tailor your training towards competence-based curriculum so that at the end you have many graduates who go back to solve problems in the community rather than moving from office to office looking for employment.
Experts highlight on the urgent need of utilizing professional designs to societal challenges. They believe everything in public service and individual needs start with design.
Design worldwide. In developing countries, design is #1 subject. For whether you are an engineer, whether you are a journalist, whether you are, it's not about being, it's a language of communication. It's a language of discovery.
The academia class recommend that government should establish a special sponsorship for masters and PhDs to reciprocate invented prototypes.
Looking at the PhD training, our honorable guest of honor, we've been urging government to support PhD training in Uganda, because PhD training is largely private and students find it very difficult to pay that money and be able to finish.
Researchers believe that design is a language of communication and discovery and should be human-centered to represent a way of life to a given community.
Right, Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, the former Speaker of Parliament and also the woman member of Parliament, Kamuli District, has officially inaugurated a kidney medical camp in Kamuli. This event was organized by Becky's Child Foundation in Kamuli District, marking a significant milestone in the advancement of local healthcare services.
Thousands gathered at Bomber Grounds, Kamuli District headquarters to receive treatment and other health awareness services. The first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, who was the chief guest on this event, highly commended Becky's Child Foundation for its selfless dedication towards community welfare. Kadaga expressed heartfelt gratitude towards her daughter, Rebecca Alitwala, the foundation's CEO, for her exemplary leadership, vision and tireless efforts towards improving the lives of Ugandans.
But I'm not happy that we are being supported by an NGO. Why should Mexico support a government hospital? Really? Why should Mexico support a government hospital? This is a hospital of government. But these are Ugandans. These are taxpayers of Uganda. Of course, we have already to Yamba, but it should be the government to do this.
Kadaga reaffirmed her commitment to upgrading Kamuli's healthcare infrastructure, pledging to strengthen local health centers, enhance medical services, and ensure equal access to quality health care for all members of the community.
I am over Kabumba, okay, taxi, or the Kamuli, or how, in the Oye, or Silverain, or Fike, Wakati, about to buy a line about to lunch, so I'm not with you. So need the town, yeah, wait.
The event, which was attended by various district officials, featured a community sensitization program focused on kidney disease prevention and awareness.
Nchi omwaka ogwide gutandikira tujja kuba tutandika okukola ki nga timukeetaaga kujja Kampala kujja Kiruddu kujja Mbale okola dialysis mwina kubanga mwina Jinja Regional Referral Hospital.
Must be some program for these people. These are very good physicians, but they are really sometimes frustrated or imbalance.
Kadaga encouraged citizens to prioritize their health and seek regular medical checkups.
I think to get someone to my face, or timetable you're checking out. When you move in Baramwak, Jaku Bankavida, you make a part of your calendar, you know Jabankavida. Other we tackle it. Or joke to Gawako, you joke to Kanga, which I know later. So to remove our some guess I want to check up, but I think of Mana video of Ma, but so Okunonia in Tegeka, Yokoyam.
The event concluded with a sense of renewed hope and determination to improve kidney health and overall well-being across Kamuli District.
For Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Barugahara has encouraged the youth of Kagadi to focus on impactful delivery of government development programs. The minister was in Kagadi District for a performance visit on YLP, UWEP, PDM and Imyoga.
Children Affairs, Balam Barugahara, received a warm welcome in Kagadi District. The minister, accompanied by the State Minister for Public Service, Mary Mugasa, and other political candidates, visited Kagadi to evaluate the performance of Youth Livelihood Program, Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, Parish Development Model, and Imyoga. He commended the district's strong reporting and visited several thriving groups.
The members have equally saved, and their saving is 226,567,000. The total beneficiaries under Imyoga are 2,311 beneficiaries. All these come from a total associations of 316 associations.
The two ministers, after the youth Larry, visited St. Ambrose School of Health Sciences in Kagadi to levy support for the president in the coming 2026 general elections.
To inform you that we are soliciting for the president's vote. Our president, who's my boss, appointed me a minister. Me, I'm not a politician like Mary Mugasa. I've never gone for elective politics, not even LOC1. So he picked me where he picked me and placed me to head you. So he gave me messages that I should always give you wherever I go. One of them is be patriotic. Number two, for those of you who have your relatives and parents benefiting from PDM, he says let them use it rightly. Not to use it for drinking and marrying more women, but use it for enterprises to get out of poverty. Number three, he tells me to tell the young people to protect the medicine or the medical drugs in hospitals, not to be stolen. As you are training to become nurses, don't be nurses who are going to steal drugs in hospitals.
They pledged support towards the development of the school.
The President appeals to all of you to live a healthy life and to watch whatever you do as you progress into adulthood. I will contribute to your church 1 million shilling towards the wood.
I want to thank you for choosing to study the course you are doing, because it touches human beings' life. We want to urge you to remain vigilant on people's lives and health, but also be compassionate and have empathy. God bless you. I also have a contribution. The contribution is I will bring 1 million for the pews.
As the government continues to support youth empowerment, Minister Barugahara's visit highlights the importance of these initiatives.
Now, candidates from various schools gathered for dedication prayers, seeking guidance, strength and success as they prepare for their upcoming UCA and USCE exams.
During a heartfelt dedication mass, Mpoma girls candidates were urged to set high standards, use their talents, support each other, and embrace their God-given purpose.
Thank you for birthing us. Thank you for paying fees, buying clothes, books after books. The pocket money, love, patience, sacrifice, never giving up on us. Above all, believing in us. That on behalf of all the teachers of Mpoma School, would like Madam Esther to present them and take a gift.
Students were reminded that school is not just about academics, but also building character, even if they're unsure about their future paths.
Our dear candidates, be ladies who are dedicated, be ladies who are disciplined, be ladies who are discerning, and you will be able to make it in life, and be the people who make Mpoma proud. We wish you, the candidates, success. And we believe that the senior fours are all going to come back in senior 5.
Father Paul Sebitogo reminded students that using their talents well on earth matters, as everyone will have a role in heaven, singing, healing, or serving.
Praying for you doesn't mean that you are going to pass. We assist you with the power of the Holy Spirit. From what you have learned in school and through your struggles, that now you are going to remember everything that you are taught.
Teachers and parents were praised for their support.
You conceived, and the time has come for labor. We cheer you up as you prepare to enter the labor world. I am confident with the work that the teachers have done that we are expecting from you bouncing babies in the form of
Today is not just a mere school event, it is a sacred moment when we surrender ourselves to God, seeking His guidance, wisdom, and blessings as we prepare to write our final examination.
At Budo SS, Archbishop Dr. Augustine Kakoza led the blessing of candidates, confirmations, and commitment of faith. He warned against exam malpractice and prayed for peaceful elections as the country approaches voting day. Dedication prayers were held for over 700 senior 4 and 6 students from Budo SS and Chisozi High School, Budo.
For the candidates 2025, I've had the privilege, dear candidates, of watching you grow and evolve into talented individuals to this date. To date, we are confident that you are now capable and ready to make a mark in the academic arena. Please don't be afraid to take the risks. The world needs your unique talents and passion.
School Director Lawrence Muwonge highlighted the school's commitment to holistic education benefiting the nation.
Our vision here at Budo is to be a center of excellence in providing holistic education with the core values emphasizing teamwork, resilience, professionalism, self-discipline, and being result-oriented, guided by the motto, the struggle continues, with a special philosophy stating that all obstacles in the struggle succumb to resilience.
Top candidates were rewarded for excellence in academics, sports, arts, discipline, and smartness.
As Uganda marks 63 years of independence, the hills of Kigezi rise in quiet majesty, terraced slopes, misty ridges, and deep valleys that whisper stories far older than the nation itself. Amid this breathtaking beauty lies Kagezi village in Kanaba sub-county, Kisoro district.
Omuli Nyakabande muri Nyakakoro hirya aho niho hari headquarters z'abatware ba Kigezi yose.
Between 1907 and 1908, British colonial officers pitched their first administrative post in southwestern Uganda atop Karambi Hill, beside the Kagezi water source, a strategic frontier between Belgian Congo and Germany, Rwanda. It is from this very spring that Kigezi drew its name.
Capital ya Kigezi yari hano muri Nyakabande bahindurira hehe iri ya Kabare buba actually niyo babihinduriye iyo ngiyo ariko Kigezi ubu kibariho hano ariho kuko twavuga Kabare.
Before then, there was no such district. The British, inspired by the purity of Kagezi's waters, renamed the place Kigezi, a name that would later define an entire region and its people.
Ndetse niresho ry'ibitaga ngo ni Kigezi High School kibarire muri Gisoro. Gisoro niyo yitwa Kigezi ku bw'izina rya Kigezi ryavuye muri Gisoro nangwa muri Bufumbira. Kibiriya Kigezi High School barayitangiriye nk'ino ikitwa Kigezi.
Here, Captain Kowat raised the Union Jack for the first time on Uganda's southwestern border, marking the dawn of formal administration in these highlands.
Ubwo Kigezi yari igire kuri ya Kabare kuri nitwa duhe university tukagira university muri Kigezi ikagumirije ngo izina rikaruka kuno.
But due to its proximity to rival colonial territories, the headquarters later shifted to Kabale. Still, Kagezi's legacy endured, the wellspring of what became Bufumbira, Ndora, Ruchiga, Rujumbura, Chinchizi, and Kabale.
So the British called that place Kigezi Omungezi, which was a rivulet, I think somehow swampy. So that is where the name came from. But how did Kigezi come to be? The British wanted viable units. In other words, bigger enough units for political boundary and administration. So that is why they amalgamated the Bafumbira or Banyarwanda of Kisoro with Bachiga and with the Bahororo from Rujumbura to form one bigger administrative unit called Kigezi.
Kagezi was more than a post. It was the crucible of Kigezi's story, where governance, geography, and identity intertwined.
And to avoid fighting each other, they finally agreed to share equitably. So I think at one time there was the Anglo-British agreement where there was Heligoland, some island somewhere in Europe or wherever. And so most of what is now Kigezi had been part of the German territory, sphere of influence at Berlin.
Elder Joseph Habyarimana remembers tales from his forefathers of colonial footsteps echoing through the hills when the name Kigezi was still strange and new.
Ubwo kiba tumeze neza cyane kuko kureba izina rimwe ritirirwa amashaza ngahe atandatu nkuko nkubwiye uri kureba nk'ubu kiba ari twe.
Even today, locals fetch water from the same spring that served both their ancestors and the early colonial officers. Kagezi became a symbol of resilience, a meeting point of cultures, a link between Uganda's frontier communities, and a fountain of values that shaped Kigezi's proud reputation as the granary of character.
Uganda yabonye ari nziza iboneye nuko gira cyo ivuga part of Africa.
Plans are now underway to transform Akarambi Hill and the Kagezi Springs into a heritage tourism site, preserving history, promoting education, and inspiring livelihoods through eco-tourism.
Habeho tourism area, abantu baze ko bandazi, ushireho monuments, korigere tubahe n'amazi meza y'ipipe avuye mu mapipe gacu.
Kagezi is a living museum where Uganda's frontier story still breathes through water, stone, and wind. From the misty slopes of Bufumbira to the green terraces of Kabale, the spirit of Kagezi endures, a reminder that Uganda's independence was born from places like this, where borders met, cultures blended, and resilience took roots.
Now, the Lions Club of Kampala Central joined hands with Uganda Kingdom to mark Uganda's independence in a spirit of compassion and service. Instead of the usual pomp and the parades, the celebrations took a more meaningful turn.
As Uganda celebrated 63 years of independence, the Lions Club of Kampala Central, together with officials from Buganda Kingdom, chose to honor the day by serving those who need it most. A cheerful delegation led by the club president, Lion Banjirana, delivered relief items including food, sanitary supplies, learning materials, and sharing not just gifts but joy and time with the children.
We need to support people because people have challenges mentally, socially, morally. We need to give these people hope. We give them courage that they can live, irrespective of the challenges, they can live useful and productive lives.
Buganda Kingdom representatives applauded the Lions for living up to their motto, "We serve," noting that true independence is measured by communities that uplift their most vulnerable. The school's director expressed gratitude for the visit, explaining that such acts of kindness not only provide material support but also inspire confidence and belonging among the children.
I want to thank our visitors today, first of all, for honoring us and to come and celebrate the Uganda independence with us, but also for the huge donation of various foodstuffs and other things that we need to use.
The Kampala School for the Physically Handicapped remains a sanctuary for learning and hope for children with disabilities, nurturing their abilities and dreams despite the odds.
Each child had a chance to share what they want to be in future, and in case it fails, what else can they do? So it was a great opportunity for the children to create, to imagine, and to hope for the future.
This collaboration between the Lions Club and the Buganda Kingdom stands as a shining example of unity, compassion, and purposeful celebration.
Uganda marks 63 years of independence. The nation is celebrating significant strides in industrialization, one of the pillars propelling Vision 2040. Among the success stories are industrial parks across the country.
The Sino-Uganda Mbale Industrial Park continues to stand out as a model for Uganda's industrial growth, demonstrating how government partnerships and investment in infrastructure can transform lives through employment and technology transfer.
As an important platform for China Uganda cooperation, the industrial park has not only introduced capital and technology, but has also nurtured local industrial capacity.
The park has over 72 industries in operation and has become a beacon of hope for many, especially young people seeking employment and practical experience.
If you buy Uganda, build Uganda, it expand the manufacturers' market. So encourage more Uganda people, they don't need to buy imported products, right? So that one can create a big market. It can transfer this market from foreign market to domestic market.
The park currently employs over 11,000 Ugandans.
When someone is brought in from outside, they are trained, like I've said. They are given enough training for about 2 weeks maximum. And we believe in that period, someone at least who has the passion to learn something, he or she is able to adapt and learn. And by so doing, when they're trained, they're able to improve on their productivity. Therefore, in the end result is a good product at the end of the day.
Dennis Nangai, a born of Sironko Budadiri, after failing to continue with his studies at the level of Senior 4 due to lack of school fees, he joined Tianao Furniture as a casual laborer. He says the job has enabled him to support his family, however, appeals to government to invest more in skills development to help more youth like him fit into the industrial labor market.
Kati nti government webange tuyambye ne tukendezeza ku bisale ebya technical schools. Abo bannaffe ne bajoininga ezo schools kubanza singa na joininga technical school yonna osanga nti nali nzija wano ng'amanyi ebisingako saalitandikidde ku kasente akatono kinatandikiddeko wano.
Another success story is Grace Nasongo, a graduate of textile and industrial engineering who works with Nice Textile. Nasongo has credited the existence of this industrial park for giving her a platform to apply and sharpen the knowledge she acquired in school.
As an industrial engineer, personally, I'm gaining a lot of skills from this. And also encourage the youth out there to come out, go and study, because it is a really marketable course since Uganda is there for us.
The Unisteel, one of the newly established factories within the park, skills development has been prioritized to ensure efficiency and productivity among employees.
There are very many skills here in the company. We do have different sections. We have electrical, we have a welding department. So there are some employees who come when they don't know welding. We guide them, we teach them in the period of like 2-3 months. They go back when they know. And from there, they sustain their families and are able to scoop with small money to keep up their families.
As the country celebrates 63 years of independence, Ugandans are reflecting not only on the journey of political freedom, but also on the progress made towards economic independence through industrialization.
And in a powerful demonstration of corporate compassion, WQ has turned its focus from engines and forklifts to people, investing in life-changing community projects in Buyikwe district.
The automotive company has overseen the construction of a new water source in Buyikwe, a project aimed at easing the burden of residents who have long struggled with limited access to safe and clean water.
The second focus that now we have introduced is water, because we know if you take bad water, you are vulnerable to disease. And once you're vulnerable to disease, even the young population, like the children that we have here, are unlikely to have the education if they are prone to disease. How do we touch communities by ensuring that they have access to safe drinking water?
Local leaders commended the company for integrating social impact into its operations.
And now I'm in much pressure by fetching that water to survive. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
In addition to the water project, WQ has extended its support to Nsenye Primary School, providing educational materials and other forms of assistance aimed at improving the learning environment.
We began an education program where we provide education scholarships to a disadvantaged community.
But allow me to acknowledge your commitment to improve the lives of Ugandans in support of the government's progress.
Meanwhile, the company partnered with China's top forklift manufacturer, Heli Industrial Vehicle Company, to launch the Heli forklift range in Uganda.
Because in the present state, we are moving in industry parks, industry areas. You know, Heli forklift in China is the top brand. And it's also now go to intelligence.
We know very well that electric mobility offers sustainability for our environment, but also it is the future of mobility solutions for this country. So in the forklift range here, we are offering electric forklifts in 5-ton, in 3-ton, in 2-ton, and in 1-ton.
In China, the lithium battery now is the biggest scale in the world.
The unveiling, held at WQ's headquarters, also marked the opening of a state-of-the-art Heli showroom. Robert Katamba, UBC News Tonight.
It's time for us to take a short break, but do not go away. We return with more news. Stay with us.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalippagano ka bidduka. Simanyi kuzunga na banka siripusi? Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erunganisibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Two nations, one destination. The Consulate General of Uganda in Mombasa presents the 4th Uganda-Kenya Coast Tourism Conference and Exhibition, a celebration of the intermarriage of tourism between Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, and Kenya, the Pride of Africa. Discover Uganda's adventure, from gorilla trekking and whitewater rafting to Kenya's rich wildlife and world-famous beaches. Delegates from Uganda will enjoy an exclusive fam trip to Kenyan coast from the 22nd to the 26th of October. Even tee off at the golf tournament at Vipingo Ridge on the 25th October, followed by the conference on the 27th to the 28th of October at Ocean Beach Resort and Spa in Malindi. Register today on our website www.thetourismconference.org. Join us and be part of the future where Uganda meets Kenya and Africa shines brighter.
Big think about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairompia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairompia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back from that break. As we continue in our next segment, traders in downtown Kampala are counting heavy losses following flash floods that submerged several shopping malls and arcades early this week. Let's hear more in this report.
A number of Kampala traders in the Central Business District have blamed the ongoing reconstruction of the Nachivubo drainage channel for worsening the flooding, saying the works disrupted natural water flow and reduced the channel's capacity. But the National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, has dismissed these claims. Engineer Leila Akello, a senior manager for environment compliance, says the project underwent a full environmental impact assessment and continues to be monitored to ensure it meets approved environmental standards.
Looked at their structure studies. Hydrological studies are studies that help on assessment of stormwater flow. Stormwater flow analysis, it helps you how the risk factor of flooding will take place. This was assessed. So you will notice that the original channel that we had here, that was developed for the channel, it was 7 meters wide. This redevelopment application that we received from Chiham Enterprises Limited, it is giving a proposal construction widening of the channel to 12 meters of width and 3 meters deep for a length of 1.2 kilometers.
At the construction site, engineer Ivan Sewankambo explained that the drainage is being widened to accommodate heavy storms, with metallic mesh barrier installed to filter out solid waste that would otherwise clog the system.
Especially at this point where we're doing the construction, you find that these lateral connecting culverts, we have socketed them into the channel we are constructing. But upstream of them, you find that they are clogged. And it is always the onset rain, the first rains that always awake KCCA to do the declogging, to do the silty clearing of these tributaries. So it was majorly caused by blocking of the tributary channels that are connecting to where we are constructing.
So that is something that we should manage. So one of the requirements we told the developer is to ensure we have wire meshes, what we call the gabion collectors. The rubbish should be collected to avoid interfering with the channel and to ensure that all these inspection chambers are managed well. By the time the water reaches downstream to join the lake, it is well treated, well screened out, well stabilized, and it reaches the water when it's well treated.
Still, many traders remain devastated. A young electronics dealer in Shauriako says his stock worth millions of shillings was destroyed.
Minutes to 15 minutes it entered without our alert. It destroyed a lot of our property. I individually, I lost my camera. It's a Nikon D7500, of which I'd planned as my business or my future investment. But it got wasted in the water that rained.
Businessman Dr. Hamis Chigundu, who is financing the 180 billion redevelopment of the Nachivubo Channel, says the project will transform the city's main drainage into a modern, eco-friendly corridor that eliminates flooding and boosts urban safety.
Only developing a channel, but we are doing socio-economic transformation, especially for the down part of Kampala. So it is a very productive project, and I call upon all Ugandans to simply embrace it.
Meanwhile, some businessmen say the public-private partnership represents a new blueprint for solving the city's drainage and flood challenges ahead of Uganda's hosting of AFCON 2027.
These floods. However, this is a very good, wonderful development. I could give you an example. You go to Tocho, if you visit Tocho, or even the runway of the second international airport in Tocho is built under the water, over the water, these rivers. So I cannot see any problem with this development.
As Kampala rebuilds, NEMA insists environmental safeguard will remain central to all urban development to present a repeat of this week's flooding disaster. Saddam Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
The Director of Basic and Secondary Education at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Cleophas Mujenyi, has urged graduates to use their knowledge to serve their communities and uplift Uganda's education sector.
This year's graduation ceremony saw 142 graduates awarded certificates, diplomas and bachelor's degree in primary education. The event was graced by officials from the Ministry of Education and Sports. Mujenyi emphasized that true success lies not in titles, but in service, uplifting communities and improving learning outcomes.
Remind ourselves that this country has a vision, and we should be working towards attaining that vision. And that vision is a transformed Ugandan society from a peasant to a modern and prosperous country. That is our vision.
The principal, Stella Rosa Kogo, encouraged graduates to focus on discovering the potential in every learner rather than their limitations.
You have done already so much to show and demonstrate your passion for education, your love for education. And it's my prayer, it's my cry, that you walk into those classroom spaces and be the change that you want to see.
Meanwhile, the academic registrar reminded graduates to uphold and promote the core values of the professionalism, integrity, and compassion that define Uganda's education system. Graduates, in turn, pledged to remain committed to transforming education at all levels.
We urge you to follow the right path, to be exemplary to the learners, be entrepreneurs that create jobs. Challenge yourself to do the best.
You did not simply teach us theories, which we are going to live in those classes where we are, but you nurtured us to become educators who aspire to inspire, shape, and transform future generations. We shall carry forward the torch you lit in us, and we promise we shall do it.
Kabong district leaders commended the government for improving water for production in their area. They made these remarks at the Usek Dam during a visit by the Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Honorable Frank Tumwebazi, and other ministry officials.
The President, yes, it was said that there were no dams in Karamoja.
Here it is. The Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries began constructing Usek Dam in Ik County, Murungole Sub-County, Kabong District in 2018. The project was initially scheduled for completion in November of 2019. However, the works were delayed due to insecurity in the area, which tragically led to the death of the site supervisor in 2018. The dam was constructed under the Regional Pastoral Livelihoods Resilience Project, aimed at enhancing the resilience of pastoral and agro-pastoral communities in cross-border drought-prone areas. And the intention was to improve the capacity of local governments to respond promptly and effectively to crises. Officials from the Ministry of Agriculture visited the project.
So now we took over completion and construction of this. Yes. So the storage capacity is estimated at 1.6 million liters of water. But currently it is surpassing.
What's your hope? No, that operationalization. No, that was before actually. One now you have already abandoned for the first time.
Yes.
No.
This dam was not completed during the project time. 2018.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, during the transition, as the project was ending, some insecurity happened, and the engineer, the Chinese, some people lost their lives. Let me put it like this.
The Minister, Frank Tumwebaze, instructed the ministry officials to address the remaining issues and promised that the dam will be handed over in February of 2026.
I'm happy to see that this huge dam called Osake Dam has been completed. Just small works remaining. District management, the security system to ensure that the work we do.
Now, the former Deputy Chief Justice, Richard Butera, has commended Fidelis Leadership Institute and Conrad Adena Stiftung for compiling and unveiling Uganda's first comprehensive record of public interest litigation decisions spanning from 1995 to date.
The compendium, which brings together 24 landmark public interest litigation cases, serves as a key reference for legal professionals, policymakers, and scholars. It highlights how public interest litigation has influenced governance, accountability, and the protection of fundamental rights in Uganda's legal landscape.
And it does not only capture the past and the present. We believe that it is also a highly future-oriented source that will allow a variety of actors, and not only legal practitioners, to learn how to integrate litigation with complementary advocacy tools, such as media engagement, community mobilization, and policy dialogue.
The one thing that we are sure of is that there's been public good, is that laws have been amended, is that people on death sentence no longer have to remain there indefinitely. Is that the judges and the judiciary understand that even death sentence is not mandatory. It's not a sentence that has to be given to everybody.
In his keynote address, Honorable Justice Richard Butera, the former Deputy Chief Justice of Uganda, urged the legal fraternity to use the compendium as a tool of accountability and transparency and a guide for political, social, and economic transformation.
The compendium has provided a collection of well-selected cases on public interest litigation decided by our Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court for the stated period. When advocates file cases in court, they do it on a case-by-case basis. Each case is decided, and one party is victorious, another is disappointed. For public interest litigation cases, however, as we shall see later in this presentation, there are no losers and there are no winners. Society benefits.
The compendium also stands as a call to action, a reminder of Uganda's collective duty to uphold justice, promote transparency, and inspire a new generation of lawyers and judicial officers devoted to constitutionalism and public service.
This compendium is a product of a study of POE cases over time and provides us with a wider picture. It provides us with answers to the following questions. What are the wider considerations and what are the trends over time for which the selected categories of cases that our courts have handled, what do they indicate? What have we achieved over time when we have applied public interest litigation?
Charlotte Amuge for UBC.
Quickly into business, the Agricultural Pavilion in the Umu Trade Fair 2025 has been officially opened by the Minister of State for Agriculture, Honorable Fred Chakulaga.
The Minister of Trade for Agriculture, Fred Chakulaga, has appreciated agriculturalists for their innovativeness towards promoting value addition in their locally made products. He said this while opening the second agriculture pavilion in the Uma Trade Fair.
If you remember, during COVID, poultry farmers suffered losses because they were not able to sell fresh eggs. But now this is a very good innovation that turns fresh eggs into powdered egg.
Joel Guma, the managing director, Pristine Foods, elaborates on how value addition can be achieved in foodstuffs, including eggs.
We're using this with technology that we have imported, but we are fully employing Ugandans, many of them, and we're buying all this from many farmers. We work with over 1,000 farmers here in Uganda that we've trained.
This time around, we have added value to amatugunda. Common in English, we can say monk fruit. This is an extraordinary sugar, not like any other sugar. Over the years, we've had stevia, but this time around, we've come with a new innovation, which is monk fruit. So this is the diabetics. It is the same sugar they can use. Pressure people.
More exhibitors of interests like steel and tube showcased new innovations in the steel sector.
We have started recently the new division called PEB division. That means we can make the industrial set now for the customer. And also we are starting soon our trailer division.
Now, Lakeside Dairies is stepping up to boost incomes for dairy farmers while making fresh milk more available and affordable to Ugandans.
Long, costly trips to deliver milk have been a daily challenge, cutting into their earnings and wasting precious time. Lakeside Dairies is changing that by setting up milk collection centers right where farmers live and work.
We shall have to venture into opening up collection centers so that we ease the transportation of our suppliers to the factory. So in case we open up collection centers near them, we can always they can always bring the milk to those collection centers, and which can be easier for them to reach us.
The company is also ramping up its milk processing from 150,000 to 250,000 litres daily. Recently, Lakeside opened a new depot in Diantonde town, its sixth across the country.
And we've really benefited, and it has benefited us all, extending the services to the customers, extending the products to the customers. And ever since we started opening, we have increased in production.
Today, Lakeside processes 200,000 litres of milk daily, up from 130 litres before the expansion.
Before starting the depots, we're at around 45%. So we've reached 60% ever since we started opening up depots. And we are aiming higher. We want by the time of November, December, we've reached about 80%. That would be around 200,000 litres capacity production.
This growth means more jobs. Over 100 Ugandans now work at these depots and steady incomes for farmers.
The farmers, it's really a very good boost to them because we are going to take more and more of their products, and we encourage them to make more production, to breed more cows, which are hybrid cows, which can produce more milk because the consumption is high. We really need a lot. We've not yet reached 90% of our capacity production, and that's what we are aiming at.
Global statistics indicate that intra-regional trade in East Africa has grown by 23%. The growth is driven by cross-border energy collaborations and regional digital financing initiatives that
Experts note that East Africa is on the cusp of extraordinary growth with vast natural resources, infrastructure development, and financial innovation. This growing connectivity is enabling goods, services, and opportunities to move seamlessly across borders, promoting regional economic development.
We need interoperative systems, digital IDs, payment platforms, transport logistics, energy grids that link our market and lower transaction costs across borders. The synergies of our work ahead of us suggest that we must harmonize how we do our business in regard to tax regimes, custom procedures, data regulations, and every consistency will be a cost of growth. Every inconsistency will be a cost to growth. A truly connected East Africa can become a single investment destination, not 7 or 8 small and fragmented states, with moreover some of them sandwiched as landlocked, but better still, land connected.
For this growth to remain sustainable, stakeholders emphasize the need for collaborative leadership, deliberate investment, and bold action to tackle challenges such as youth unemployment, inadequate infrastructure, institutional misalignment, limited access to affordable credit, and climate change.
We are a market, not just for the countries in which we operate, but a broader, East African community. Because, for example, some of the statistics that we've digested this morning, we are saying you're looking at a population of in excess of 400 million, a GDP in excess of 500 billion within East Africa. So it's really around identifying the opportunities that are mutually beneficial by the member states within this particular region and seeing common grounds where we can refine and ensure that the trade process or benefit that comes through is mutually beneficial to each of the entities. So it's really around dialogue and standardization of policies that ensure that each of the countries are able to benefit from that intra-regional trade.
Held under the theme Connected and Resilient, Scaling East Africa's Regional Advantage, the summit reflected on the region's determination to leverage connectivity and integration to accelerate sustainable growth.
We cannot achieve all of that without having dialogue and collaborating, and also acknowledging that we're not competing. We all have an enabling role to play, because that trade keeps the resilience of the economies. It also trickles down to traders, to SMEs, to women. So it's a big part, a big driver of growth as well.
The Stanbic East Africa Business Summit aims to position the region not just as a participant, but as an architect of its own economic destiny. Charlotte Amoge for UBC.
Now, still in business, the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board has so far confiscated over 60,000 illegal gaming machines across the country in an effort to protect Ugandans from illegal gaming activities.
A joint enforcement operation by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board and the Uganda Police Force has led to the confiscation of numerous illegal gambling machines in Barra City.
Over 60,000 have been destroyed. So at any time when we get these machines, we proceed to secure a court order and go on to proceed. It's an ongoing process. So we continue to get court orders, we continue to destroy, and the process is on Pakalast.
Codenamed Operation Machine Haram, a Swahili term meaning illegal machines, the crackdown targeted unlicensed gambling venues in Chijungu and Barra Tax Park.
Now, for anyone who is not licensed, we just check on the system. If I come to your shop, I check. If I don't find a license, that is number one. If I do not have the rules that govern the games that you are conducting, then we are able to tell that you are not a legal operator.
According to residents, the removal of these machines is a welcome move. Many expressed relief, citing the negative impact gambling has had on families and youth in the area.
ninga zisaving
okuba bitumazeho sente nyingi twakiguramu tatusevinga sente nitukora sente tuziteeka aha kyoma zona zitwara ate omuhindi agigahira arito.
Stephen Tabaruka, operations manager at NLGRB, said the operation is part of a broader nationwide effort to curb illegal gambling activities that continue to cost the government billions in lost tax revenue.
The licensing will come to your area and tell you exactly what you need to do so that you are a licensed person to conduct this business. Upon being licensed, the compliance and regulatory department also keeps on checking on you to ensure that what you provided, what you said you are, has not changed.
Tabaruka noted that many of the confiscated machines, including slot machines and fish tables, are smuggled into the country as hard drives and assembled locally to avoid regulation.
So we want to encourage everyone at least to find moment and come to our offices so that we take you through step by step and you are fully registered.
SP Samson Kasasira, the Rize Region Police spokesperson, confirmed that over 50 machines were impounded during the operation.
Yesterday, over 50 illegal machines were impounded and they have been taken to the warehouse of the Uganda Lottery Games and Lottery Board stores where they will be taken from there for demolition.
This follows previous efforts by the NLGRB, which have seen more than 6,000 illegal gambling machines seized across the country.
Now, sports segment as we start off with gymnastics. Uganda Gymnastics Federation has hosted the inaugural Independence Gymnastics Festival at Old Kampala Arena, whose closing ceremony was graced by the UOC President, Dr. Donald Lukari.
Artistic family and legacy holders have been crowned the champions of the first edition of the Uganda Independence Gymnastics Festival. The festival that attracted 11 clubs, 2 schools and a foreign entry from Democratic Republic of Congo was a Gym for All festival.
There is no doubt that gymnastics, we have the talent. The athletes we have seen here over the one day have immense talent. We'd like to thank the coaches, the officials, and we look forward to improving the sport of gymnastics, not only in Uganda, but in the region. It's very clear that if we can develop a cadre of coaches, have a relationship with schools, gymnastics is on the upward trajectory. So we thank them for coming. We look forward to this event becoming bigger and bigger, and we look forward to coming back here next year to an even bigger event.
The Gym for All festival made it unique, with components in acrobatics, artistic, aerobic, rhythmic, tumbling, and parkour. Artistic family won the advanced challenge with 114 points, while legacy holders dominated in the juniors challenge with 110 points. To Uganda Gymnastics Federation, this is a major stepping stone to use to emphasize the sport across the country.
I've observed amongst our young stars is that we have immense talent in Uganda. When you travel out of the country, you find children of this age doing activities not at our level, yet they have very good technical people like the coaches. They have very good facilities, they have all the equipment they need. But us who do not have this equipment, we do not have these amazing facilities and the technical people taking them through this, yet our children are performing way better than the kids who are out there in this world. So I am very proud of our youngsters, and Uganda has got talent. We just need to identify it, nurture it, and develop it. So we definitely need support from all corners of Uganda. We need the government of Uganda to really support gymnastics, fund us to be able to do our programs all over the country.
Other teams that took part in the festival are Foundation of Africa, St. Joseph's Nagarama, Trinity College Nabingo, Karuma, and Trinity Primary School.
Today has been a very nice and exciting day. I want to say we have really been waiting for this opportunity, waiting for this day, the Gymnastics Festival. We have worked all our hearts, we have worked all our souls and minds for just 1 month, but at least we have emerged the second in the junior. We are very glad, we are very happy for this day.
Some young talent there. Now into pool, Uganda's national pool team, the Pool Cranes, has intensified training ahead of the Ultimate Pool Championship to be held in Mpumalanga, South Africa.
Though the training at Addis Sport Kirekat during the team's 10 camp has been thorough, the past 3 days have been more intense, with the sessions mimicking the playing conditions of the Ultimate Pool Genera that many players will contest for the very first time at continental level.
Players are expected to leave the country on Saturday 11th for South Africa, and we are booked tickets with Uganda Airlines. It is also our sponsor, and expected to arrive in South Africa on Sunday. Then the tournament will start on Monday, the 13th of October, and completed on the 18th of October.
The team that travels on Sunday is of 16 players, equally balanced in gender. The women's team has Zaimat Nambafu, Rashida Mutesi, Rita Nemusima, Jacinta Kajubi, Juliet Namuhanga, Rukia Naiga, Marion Kisache, and is captained by Amina Faith Nganda.
We thank the Advanced Talent Agency for this initiative, where players have been allowed to play in a tournament where they are not going to pay any fee and they are bagging a lot of cash. 16 players were selected for this tournament, and that is 8 men and 8 ladies, and we expect 6 officials for this tournament.
Rashida Wagaba is the men's team captain, with others being Simon Lubulwa, Ian Kazibwe, Ibra Kayanja, Ibra Sejemba, Cesar Chandiga, Azali Lukoma, and Joseph Kasozi. In South Africa, Uganda will be up against several others, including Zambia and Zimbabwe.
And that's all we had time for. Once again, my name is Patricia Lukoma, and Dorothy Namiyamba on sign language. Good night.